is playing on one string. But playing on this bass, this was an exercise that I thought was really great. So it started like being able to play not on the G string. This is an exercise you don't ever play on the G string, because when it's time, first thing I would ask certain players to come in, and I said, can you play me a chromatic scale on the D string in 2 octaves, just of your pitch, and in 2 octaves. Go all the way to the end of the foot there into what has been known as no man's land. Working on the, let's see if we can just get a sound, because if you actually make a sound up here and feel comfortable up here, now, don't think of it as a scale, but it's a chromatic scale. Your octave, you begin to know where they So now, if you begin to really get comfortable up there, then put the metronome on slowly until you're actually able to get a couple minutes. Like if you actually went like 5 minutes a day. Now this is just one way to play the scale fingering wise, the scale. Then go shift, shift. Now you can play your major scale, come comfortable, but you concentrate on the sound that you great. I'm suggesting that you play your blues and alternate every chorus. Able to tell you exactly what I play, because I'm the sound of the blues, but only on one string. And then you begin to become a lot more agile, satisfy that phrase. This is what Bach did with his cello suites. He didn't play any chords, maybe a couple double stops, maybe a triple stop somewhere, everywhere. So I really feel if he were alive today, he would be a great improviser in the jazz sense, because he was an improviser. But this is what we do as jazz bassists. Just being able to play the chromatic scale without hiccuping. You begin